Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Rogg and I work as a host for CISM. As someone who was born in Canada, I wanted to talk about my experiences of celebrating Easter with my family and what traditions we share together. But before I get into that, I wanted to ask you guys some questions. Feel free to answer them in the comment below. For those who are international students, how do you guys celebrate Easter? And what kind of specific traditions do you have? In the meantime, while you guys ponder on those thoughts, I want to talk about how I celebrate and what sort of traditions my family and I share.
Easter can mean a lot of different things for families, varying from baking hot cross buns, participating in scavenger hunts, or decorating Easter trees. I'm a firm believer that there are many ways to celebrate this special holiday, and how it can be enjoyed with a variety of traditions. The possibilities of celebrating vary from each family, which can make this holiday very exciting. Easter is a holiday that falls between March and April, and it can represent many things such as hope or rebirth. It is often celebrated by Christians acknowledging the resurrection of Jesus. However, anyone can celebrate this holiday, regardless of what religion you follow. We all have our own stories and ways of celebrating it. As for my own story, it begins in Ontario, where I lived with my twin brother, older sister, and parents. The majority of my family were raised in Poland, but all moved to Canada before I was born. My grandparents, parents, aunts, and uncle were raised Catholic, so we would often follow their traditions and methods of how we would celebrate this holiday. One of the most common traditions that many Ukrainian and Polish families follow is painting eggs in various colors and designs. And since my background is Polish, we as children followed these fun traditions. Many families in Canada know that eggs are very common to use in this holiday because of how it relates to Easter. Both Easter and eggs represent rebirth, which is why the two are talked about and used together this time of year. Painting eggs and seeing everyone's creativity shine through was always fun to experience. Although I was never much of an artist as a kid and still not an artist to this day, they were cherished memories that I hold with my family members. After we were finished painting, we would take all the colored eggs in a basket, take the eggs to a church near us, and have them blessed. We would then take these eggs home, and each household would be responsible for bringing various foods for dinner. We would often make a lot of Polish dishes, but just like many families, one of the most common dishes we made were deviled eggs, and we would end up using the ones we painted for this dish. Of course, during all the Easter lunches and dinners, there would always at least be one dog in the house begging for food. Anyone who owns a pet has likely experienced them begging for food. Owners know the joy of having to keep an extra eye on them to make sure they don't steal anything off the table. Growing up with dogs all my life, we'd have to make sure our dogs wouldn't climb on top of the table. And as you can see here, yes, our dog has somehow managed to get himself on top of the table in order to grab the meals we work so hard on these kinds of holidays. Such is the life of living with pets.
Hey, if you're still watching the video, what kind of meals and desserts did you guys make? And what were your favorites?
Although we did everything, such as cooking and painting eggs together, this wasn't the main reason we celebrated Easter. In my family, the most important thing about celebrating Easter was to spend time together. During Easter dinners, we would always share food around the table, talk about what we were grateful for, talk about our appreciation for our health, and show gratitude for living in a wonderful country such as Canada. As I got older, our ways of celebrating Easter slowly began to change, and certain traditions we participated in began to fade away. At the age of 10, my family and I decided to move away from Ontario and move to British Columbia to start a new life together and build a better future for our family. Unfortunately, this meant that we had to leave our friends and extended family members behind us, meaning we would have to celebrate holidays differently without them. Instead of going to churches to get eggs blessed, we would still paint eggs that we had in our house and still eat them for our Easter dinners. What we would also participate in were Easter egg hunts, which included my parents hiding chocolate eggs from my siblings and I. We would often have a lot of fun with these hunts, and it still holds up to be wonderful memories between all of us. Although our family did shrink in size because of this move, you would think that Easter would become more quiet and dull for all of us. In this scenario, I don't think that this is the case. Despite there being fewer people around the dinner table, our time spent together allowed us to become even closer. One thing that has remained the same is sharing quality time with loved ones, which is why I believe certain traditions like this should live on.
Hey, thank you for watching today's video. Just a reminder to feel free to share your answers in the comments down below. I do think that it's wonderful for others to share their own traditions in Easter and explain what Easter means to them. just like I have.